Okay, take two. So, what's up, YouTube? What's up? Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's up? Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up? Hey. All right, so it has been a while since I've been able to post, and we're going to have a sit down today. Yes, we are, honey. Yes, we are. We're going to have a sit down. We're going to talk about some things. I've been working and I've been wanting to get this video out, but I know I'm a little week late, but I just wanted to give y'all my perspective on things. So today we are going to talk about Auntie T. Auntie T, when Auntie T said, she said, hey y'all, I said what I said and that's it. So I'm referring to Auntie T, that's Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown, Auntie T. So everybody is riled up, or everybody was riled up about what Tabitha Brown said as far as going back to work. Her video, she explained, well, okay, first let me say this. I have notes, so I wrote some stuff down. This might be a long video, this might be a short video. It's just depending on how this conversation goes, because I'm talking to y'all. Y'all can't talk back, but y'all can make some comments in the comment section and tell me how y'all feel. And in this video, I am reacting to what she said. Okay, here goes. So in her video, she was saying about you can still pursue your dreams while working. Basically, she said, if your business is not working, if you're getting behind on things, if you are getting, if your business is not going the way it should, if it's not bringing the profit in that you need for it to bring in, then in the meantime, get a job. In the meantime, get a job. That is what she said. So my reaction to her is, I have no problem with what she said. The reason why I have no problem with what she said is that I have an entrepreneurial spirit as well. And let me start off by saying this. Being an entrepreneur is owning a business. It is not doing gig work. It is not doing, I mean, it may start off as little side hustles or something like that. And if you are a true entrepreneur, the one thing I will say is that you work harder than you would at a regular 9-to-5 job. No matter how much you work at a regular 9-to-5 job, if you are a successful entrepreneur and not one that's just doing it just for the side change and then you don't put the money back into the business or nothing like that, then, honey, you work so hard. You work so hard. The other thing is, I feel about the reactions, a lot of those people are not real entrepreneurs, because the one thing you have to realize in being an entrepreneur is that you got to get out of your feelings, honey. You got to let your emotions go. At the end of the day, your emotions is not going to help your business at all. It is not going to help your business. So, with that being said, it shouldn't matter what she said or what anybody else said. You shouldn't have no problems at all, because you shouldn't be emotional about things if your business is going the right way. Now, if it's not going the right way, yeah, you might be a little emotional. The other thing about what she said is that I'm going to reference to when Steve Harvey had said when he started pursuing his comedian career and he quit his job. everybody was like, dang, you quit your job and you became homeless? Yeah, that's a risk that you may take. And if you quit your job, you might become homeless if you don't have no other job to fall back on. But didn't nobody ridicule him about being homeless and following his dreams. Now that is a sacrifice that he was willing to make. And everybody was like, oh, that's so good. In the end, he got his dreams come true. But during the meantime, when he was homeless, wasn't nobody really in his corner like that. I didn't never hear him say that that anybody offered for him to stay with them. He stayed in his car. So it's not, I mean, you quit your job and not get a job and then pursue your dreams, yes. But you have to be willing to accept the sacrifices that come with it as well. And in these days and times, even if you're single, it's so many people on the internet saying, oh, these bills are billing. So how is it that if you are an entrepreneur and you're not making your money, your business is not making the money that you needed to make, then, you know, how are you getting your bills paid? Because one thing I will know is the bill people, you call them and say, well, I ain't got the money. My business is not being reputable at the time. You can't go to the bank. First of all, you can't go to the bank and get some floating money. Banks only give you money when you don't really need it. When you go in there and you seem desperate, oh, they really not going to give you nothing. No matter how much, if you got good credit or not, they going to be like, well, what's the collateral? How are we going to get our money back? Oh, well, my business might do good in the future. Honey, they don't give a flying flip about your business doing anything good in the future. They want to know what's your bottom line as of right now. Businesses, they don't have time for faith. They want to know good things. They don't want to know your projected sales, the way this economy is. They're not giving out no money. In fact, people that had business loans or business lines of credit, some of their business lines of credit have went down just because the banks are becoming more stringent. So, yeah, you may need to get you a job. So, I listened to her thing, and even her, when she first started coming out with her I guess social media channels, she was doing YouTube. She was doing YouTube and all of that. She was doing like social media, and she was doing Uber and all of that until she got to where she needed to be. Everybody was saying, oh, why is she looking down at us and she forget where she came from? No, she did not forget where she came from, honey. She did not forget. I would say she did a good job, because what if she was still struggling and she said, no, you don't got to get no job? People will be like, oh, well, she ain't made it. That is the person who you need to take advice from, a person who has made it. It's so funny how certain people don't take advice from people because they're rich, but then you want to get to that point. So she is really saying, okay, sometimes in order for you to get to this point, you might have to take a job. You might have to take some sacrifices. Building a business is hard, y'all. That's why a lot of businesses fail. Every time you have an idea, that does not mean it's going to come true. It is not. It is not. If that was the case, everybody would be rich. It's not easy. America is the easiest place to, have a business in, but it's also, business is still hard. It's not easy all the time. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to get some things done. And some of the things that I heard people say about this lady, I went back and I wanted to listen to reactions from other people. One person called her a colonizer. She said, you're a colonizer. You like them people. You don't want to encourage us. But then in the same thing, she said she had a job. and she was working until she got her business off the ground. So that was a double-minded thing. Another person said she was right, and she was speaking to people like her, saying, yeah, my business wasn't working. I went out and got a job, and I'm going to still go to do my business, and I'm going to still go and do my business, and I'm going to work. Because in the meantime, maybe the extra money that I'm bringing in, I could pay my bills and pour back into my business, and I'll be getting to where I need to go faster. Because, honey, businesses, when you ain't got no capital to fund your business, honey, it's hard. It's hard finding people to fund your business when you're not even funding your business. They're going to be like, so what money are you bringing into the business? You just can't bring in an idea and expect somebody to be like, okay, well, I'll fund your idea. And then if the idea don't work, then you ain't lost nothing but an idea. But they done lost money. And money is something, honey. You do not want to play with other people's money. Because when you owe somebody back their money, it's hard to be around them. It is very hard. Another person said, this was the stupidest thing. This person said, one person said the Lord told her not to follow her no more. Well, I hope the Lord told you not to follow her. I hope he did. But a lot of people say stuff, the Lord told them to do stuff, and the Lord didn't tell you not none darn thing. I believe you the devil, and I think you're lying. I don't think the Lord told you to do that. Now, it may be another reason why the Lord told you not to follow her. It may not be your cup of tea or your interest, but I don't think anything that the lady said was wrong. I don't think so. One person wished bankruptcy on her. I know I didn't say it right. One person wished bankruptcy on her. I said, well, Lord Jesus, she just, whoo. And then here come a punk man. What Tabitha Brown said have to do anything with you? I don't think that, I think men should have just stayed out of it. And my last note is, Ubering is not an entrepreneurship. Yeah, you get a 1099, but just because you get a 1099, that don't mean you're an entrepreneur. It means you're a gig worker. And I am a gig worker myself. It is not an entrepreneur, because when you go on there, even though you kind of can control how much money you're making, but you can't control how much money you get from these rides. You get what they give you. You get what they give you. That's it. You get what they give you. But that's my reaction on that. And the other thing I will say is that I had to go back and get a job. I have an entrepreneurial spirit, and I have had several different entrepreneur ventures in my life. Sometimes, and then I will say this, not to be ranting, but being an entrepreneur, sometimes it's feast, sometimes it's famine. In the feast times, oh yeah, you're doing good. Save some money to live on if you know you're not going to be doing good in the famine time. But also, even if you save some money while there's nothing going on, why are you just going to sit there? You could do both at the same time. You could work on your business and you can work a job. It is nothing wrong with the job. Let me tell you something. I did not like jobs for the longest period of time because I wanted to be an entrepreneur. One of the reasons why I wanted to be an entrepreneur is I have kids. I'm a single parent, and I had a traumatic experience. I'm sorry, I'm looking out the window. I saw a light outside, and I'll be on the lookout. I had a traumatic experience with a job when I had a bereavement period. I had to come back to work, and I said I did not want to live my life like that. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. That's all well and good. That's your why. You always have to have a why. But my business, sometimes in business, especially in service businesses, your business, if it's a seasonal service business, sometimes people are gonna say they're gonna use your service. They say they're gonna use it. You make an appointment for them, and you go to the appointment, and they say, "Well, no, I don't have the money right now." Okay, all right. Well, holler at me when you got the money. So I would go through stuff like that, being an entrepreneur. You can make unlimited amount of money, but then at the same time, you're at the, beckoning of the customers. The way this economy is, sometimes you're going to have regular people, sometimes you're not. Sometimes the people that you think you can count on and bringing money to your business is there. And sometimes you be like, dang, I was counting on that money. So I got tired of doing it. And I was like, oh, Lord, I got to go get a job. So I went and got a job. And because I have kids, and I can't come home and tell my kids that I can't do this because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm waiting on this money to come in. I got to get this money by tomorrow. We can't do this, or the lights is off, because I ain't got the money that I thought I was going to have. The person that said they was going to patronize my business decided not to patronize it at the time. They'll patronize it next week. So I went and got this job. And the one thing I can say about this job is that it's guaranteed money. I know that at the end of the week, I'm going to get this amount of money and I'm going to be good. Not to say I'm still not working on my business. Oh yeah, I'm still working on my business, because ain't nothing like your flexibility and freedom. But in the meantime, I'm going to work this job. And the thing I liked about it is that when I was ready to take some time off, I still got paid. You got to look at stuff like that. When you take time off, you still get paid. So you got PTO time. In business, you do not have no PTO time. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm so sorry. So one of the benefits of a job, like I was saying, was when I took time off, I got PTO time. When you have a business, you do not get no PTO time. Honey, you have to work for that money. I got holiday pay. That's one thing that I had to realize I liked about the job. Another thing I realized I liked about the job is that I wanted to take a personal leave, and I just started a job. And you know what I did? I took a personal leave. And while I was there, while I was on the personal leave, I was like, well, let me see if I could just do the business and not go back to this job, because I really don't want to go back. There's nothing wrong with the job. It's nothing wrong with it. But I just like to have my flexibility and time. And the way it is right now, I have to keep this job, because I went a week and the business is still not businessing like I need it to be. So I need this guaranteed money to come in until my business gets off the ground the way I want it to. And sometimes you have to look at it like that. Another thing is that even though you're getting guaranteed money, a job has structure. And you have to look at what things can you get from this job that can help you with your business. That's one thing. I mean, that might be the reason why you're at the job. Maybe you getting the thing from the job is that, okay, this is how they run their business. These are the practices I can do in my business. Look at it like that. Don't look at it as always a negative thing. Look at it as a positive thing. And at the very least, look at it as I'm working this job and it's giving me the motivation, because I don't want to keep working this job. It's giving me the motivation to go real hard on my business. I'm giving myself a timeline. I'm getting myself together. Yes, I'm working this job to make these ends meet. But at the end of the day, I'm working my business harder than I'm working this job. So what Tabitha said, that's what basically she was saying. It's nothing wrong with working a job. She is not saying give up on your dreams. That is what she is not saying. What she is saying is do what you got to do to get where you want to be at. And she said it in the nicest way possible. Because she could have told some of y'all, look, y'all sitting up here doing one thing on y'all business per day, and then y'all just sitting there twiddling y'all thumbs waiting on the rest of the stuff to happen. She said it nicely. I wouldn't have said it this nice. But at the same time, she has to keep she has a audience. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Her audience is more than one type of culture. I'm going to tell y'all that now. Her audience is more than one type of culture. Even though she is of a certain culture, she has audiences from all different cultures. So I don't know why y'all think that she was just talking to y'all. But if the flip-flop fits, then put it on and flip-flop around. That's what I say. I know when somebody said that one time. If the flip-flop was on the other foot. No, let me stop. But that's how I feel. I feel like at the end of the day, what she was saying was, don't give up on your dreams. But in the meantime, do what you got to do to keep your household afloat in order to get to where you want to be. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. In this day and age, times is hard. We are in a recession, even though they say it's not a recession. They say that the economy is wonderful now. It might be wonderful for a certain class of people, but for a different class of people, times is hard. Times is hard. Yes, it is. And if you want to get to the other class of people, you might have to work a job and work on your business at the same time. And that's it. That's all I want to say. I love y'all. I really do. But get out of your feelings and stop listening to react and listen to listen. You ain't got to agree with her on everything. But what she said made sense. You can't say what she said didn't make sense. And just because she's successful don't mean that she forgot where she came from. You want to take... I'd rather take advice from a wealthy person that's then came and did what they had to do and now they where they want to be than from a broke person. It doesn't make sense to take advice from a broke person. What can another broke person do for you but show you how to be broke? If a crackhead came up to you and said, this is what you need to do, I'll show you what you need to do, you're going to look at them crazy because you're going to be like, how you going to tell me and I'm doing better than you? You want somebody that's doing better than you to tell you how to do better. That is what makes sense. Yeah, she is in the limelight. She's been in there for a long time. But before she got there, she did what she had to do. Just like she said, she had to work jobs. She had to do this. She had to do that in order to get to where she needed to be. And when she got there, she's been staying there for a while. It wasn't like she was a success and then she dropped off. Learn from people. Lord Jesus. Okay, I'm done. I'm not fussing. But just learn from people sometimes. Sometimes what they say makes sense. It's so funny how being on here, when you say positive stuff and stuff that's going to help people, how they don't want it. Sometimes they say what you don't want to hear, but it be the truth. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I hope what I said made sense to y'all. If not, then drop a comment and tell me how you feel about the situation, about what I said. I take some comments as a grain of salt, and I take it as constructive criticism. But I do look at them and I consider them. Sometimes I can agree, sometimes we can agree to disagree. In some cases, some of the people agree to disagree with Tabitha. But oh well, hey. If you didn't take her advice, there's less competition for her anyway. That's how we feel in the business thing. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's less competition. But this is my video to come back on. I am becoming one me. I had to take Tabitha's advice and go get a job, but I'm still working on my business and I'm doing just fine. As you can tell, I have not missed a meal at all. At all. But I love y'all and I will talk to y'all later. Please comment and like this video if you think what I said was some relevance in your life. If not, then just don't do nothing at all. But leave a comment. Leave a comment because I want to see what people think about this. I will talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Peace.